There's a war on the Pledge of Allegiance. At least, that was the message given by Santa Barbara City College Board of Trustees President Robert Miller when he sent an email calling the Pledge of Allegiance, quote, steeped in expressions of nativism and white nationalism, after the board announced it would stop saying it before meetings. This situation is emblematic of a larger debate that rages in America today. In a public comment at the Board of Trustees' January 24th meeting, Celeste Barber, a proponent of keeping the pledge, was interrupted and shouted at by protesters while making her case.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty
and what ensued after was truly patriotic.
And justice for all.
That's all right. Point of order, come on. It's ridiculous.
The school later announced on Facebook that it would restore the Pledge of Allegiance for the time being until, quote, a future date when the matter can be considered by the board. The modern pledge is attributed to Francis Bellamy, a Christian socialist who wrote it in 1892 for a celebration of the 400-year anniversary of the voyage of Christopher Columbus. Congress added the words "under God" in 1952 after a public campaign from the Knights of Columbus. But the Pledge of Allegiance actually has an older antecedent. Colonel George Balk, a Union Army veteran, developed a pledge for the poor and immigrant schoolchildren he taught in New York, which became the basis for Bellamy's pledge. Balk knew the value and price of freedom and wanted to pass it along to new generations of Americans. Times have changed since Balk developed this pledge. Now public displays of patriotism are under assault by those who wrongly see attachment to country as hateful or racist. At one time, it was just the opposite. Expressing devotion to country demonstrated loyalty beyond one's tribe or ethnic group. If America, a massive and ethnically diverse country, abandons this principle, as it is doing, our country will only face more racism, more group antipathy, and more tribalism. Are our colleges and universities, funded and supported by the American people, really doing a good job of producing able and productive American citizens? One would hope, but the fact is that many of these public institutions are fostering neither critical thought nor patriotic citizenry. This needs to be countered ferociously, and it can be, by citizens who have had enough of these egregious assaults on free speech. Attempts to banish the Pledge of Allegiance are emblematic of what is happening in schools around the country, not just Santa Barbara City College. This is folly, and will only serve to create more hate and division among Americans. If anything, we need the Pledge of Allegiance now more than ever.